LiveHipHopDaily.tv.
What it do? It's your boy Ray Daggers along with the lovely
Erica Kane.
And we here with the homie.
Yeah.
SlimCalhoun.
Yes.
It's okay.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, man?
Man, cool, and what going on?
What's good with you? Are
I'm
you
so
an
excited.
original College Park dude? Are
Man, why not? That's me, man.
For real?
Southside, CP, College
Yes.
Park. Y'all know what's happening. Gabby Road, Old
National
Show,
Yes.
Main Street.
Yes. Yes.
He said, "Why not?"
That's
Yeah.
right.
So how did you? My first question, because before I moved here, I saw the video a hell of a lot on BET. How did you get the attention of Big Boy and
Dre. Well, it started with my homeboy, Mr. DJ. Shout out to Mr. DJ. He was actually Outkast's first DJ. Y'all might know him. He was a producer, Earth Tone 3, part of the Dungeon family. It started with him. Me and him actually, we linked up in the early 90s. And I had already been doing a lot of records. I've been putting records together since I can remember knowing how to write or whatnot. So me and him hooked up in the early 90s. We actually did a record called Time Lock, which was actually on my first album. That was the first record that me and Mr. DJ did. And we did that record, and they were actually working on a Quemini, I think, at the time.
Right.
And he was playing the record around them at the time. Big Boy was in love with the record. Dre was fooling with the record, but Big Boy was really in love with the record. And Big wanted to actually try to put it on the Quemini album at the time.
Right.
But it didn't make that situation. Time went past. I actually was on Cool Breeze's first album, East Point's Greatest Hits. I was on the last record on that, and throughout the time I just had been grinding, just doing what I was doing, still recording it. Like I said, it was just something I was doing anyway. And throughout the time of DJ being around Cass, and we was moving around just creating records, they were able to get a situation where they wanted to start a label. So one day DJ just called me out the blue and was like, "What you think about signing with Outkast?" I was like, they didn't have a situation yet. So I'm like, what you
didn't have a situation,
right? So he was like, "Well, look, they about to start a record label. They interested in making you the first guy on the label." Right. So I was like, "Well, yeah, most definitely, I'm interested." I actually went down to the studio, and it was a record they were working on for the Light It Up soundtrack, the Usher movie back then. So they were working on that. It was a beat down there that Dre had started working on. He gave me the beat. I went in another room and I started putting a verse together. And it took me a minute because the beat was kind of crazy. It was a little unorthodox at the time, so I'm tripping. I came back out about an hour later. He was like, "You ready?" I was like, "Man, I don't know, this beat crazy. I'm just trying to figure it out." So he was like, one thing that he told me right then, though, that stuck with me throughout a lot of the transition was he was like, "Man, just do you on that beat." So I was like, cool. I left. I think Juvenile 500 Degrees was out at the 400 Degrees at the time. So I left. I was riding to that, and I came up with the first couple of lines in the car. I left out the studio. I went to the store or something, came back. I came up with the first couple of lines. I went in there and wrote the verse out. Right. And I went in the booth and dropped it. Came back to the studio. The guys heard the record. Dre was like, "Hey, all you got to do is just keep doing that from here on out. You out of here." And the rest is history from there.
Yo, I'm so excited because I don't know if you remember or whatever, but we was doing our thing at the same time. So I'm from New York, but I lived in College Park, Gabby Road, Old Nat for 10 years when I was here, right? Signed to Tony Mercedes, right? Yeah. And we wrote to the same joint. You said Juvenile 400 Degrees. I wrote to the same. I listened to that same joint, and I came up with my lyrics to Candy Girl that I had. So when I got you, I was so excited because I was here when Atlanta was Atlanta. It was thriving. It was so everybody was hungry. So everybody was writing. Everybody was connecting. Everybody was doing things. I want to just get straight to it. What do you think about cats who say this is the new Atlanta?
Well, I don't look at it as a new Atlanta. Atlanta is Atlanta. We always been creative. It's always been a lot of stuff going on in Atlanta, and it just music as a whole has always changed, has switched up over time. So it's not really a new Atlanta. It's just what's going on. The culture has evolved, and people still, doing what they're doing. I get a lot of questions about what do I think about the new sound in Atlanta and things of that nature. Well, like I said, sound evolves, it changes, and things are what they are. But as long as you putting something out there that you believe in, man, that you can really put your face on and stamp, then do what you do.
Cause I'm like the
Is that how you? Hold on, pause. Is that how you really feel?
No,
if we were smoking a fat blunt, getting drunk in the privacy of our home right now. Do you really want me to? You really want me to think SlimCalhoun from the Dungeon family, who been around Killer Mike?
Yeah, a lot of
Andre 3000, 3 stacks, Big Boy.
But I say
it's gonna co-sign.
It's like
some of the shit that's coming out of A right now.
A lot of other, but even though we do what we do, that's our music, and that's what we want to present to the world.
Right.
But it's still a lot of other music that I grew up on, that I listen to.
Right.
As far as when you go back to bass music, Buddha Shake, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like you said, Tony Mercedes, Magic Mike, Luke, Poison Clan, stuff like that.
Right.
A lot of even when you look at groups like Poison Clan, when I was growing up, okay, they were supposed to be, I guess, quote unquote, like a bass.
Miami bass. Even
Miami bass.
Even
type
Kilo
of group,
Ali was riding that wave a little bit.
But if you listen, they were rapping though. Like the bulk of a Poison Clan record really wasn't bass music.
Right.
They had regular records on there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's still like I said, it's a lot of stuff. And even we could say the mid 90s, the early 2000s, it was other rappers that came out then that I wasn't fooling with. But they sold a lot of records. You feel me? So
I feel you.
It's different lanes for different people. I don't buy country music per se myself, but at the end of the day, it's a lane for that.
But he's right though.
This is so PC. So, at the end of the day, this is what I want. This is what I really want to hear. What are we gonna do to preserve what y'all did?
Do you think? Wait, no, not that. But do you think you have to preserve? Because what if he doesn't think he has to preserve?
They're gonna be out of here if they don't. No, but nobody's gonna know. Some people don't go past 5 years. Some people don't go past 10 years.
That's real,
right? And if you don't preserve it, they're gonna think it started out with
who else?
Young Thug.
And you're right. And that's a whole thing. Even now, like, I've been around some of the younger cats. I fool with a lot of the young cats that's out right now. And even just from what I hear from them, just, you know, with Outkast, like, it was some guys talking about Cass one day, and they was like, yeah, Dre used to be one of the dopest. He ain't put nothing out in however long, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But at the end of the day, you got a lot of the younger generation who don't have the knowledge, you know, who haven't schooled themselves. Exactly. You know, a lot of these folks learning on the fly, doing what they doing.
That goes to my original question.
Right.
What do we do?
I mean, we got to teach and embrace. Like I say, I reach out to I deal with a lot of the younger artists that are out here. So I'm around them. I'm in their circle. They feel, you know, they feeling what I got to offer them, and vice versa, because they bring stuff to the table as well. It can't be all about what we used to do as well. So we got to figure out a way to bridge the gap and make it make sense for everybody. You know, like I said, before there was hip hop, when hip hop first was jumping off, it was a lot of people who said hip hop wouldn't last.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Now, speaking of what you used to do, I know there's some new cats who's doing what you used to do, jumping off. Like, for instance, when I say the name Big Grit, what pops off of your brain?
Most definitely. Dopeness. That's my guy. Big Crit, that's my guy.
But he sampled your shit.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Highs and lows. When I first met him, that's the first. Soon as I met him, he was like, hey, man, I got a record. I sampled your record, man. It's crazy.
Right.
And I had already been hearing about the record. Right. They was actually shooting a video for a record that he had. I can't remember the name of the song. I think 8 Ball and MJG and 2 Chainz was on the record. They shot it at the Flame a few years back when he first jumped off. And I happened to be at the video shoot, and he embraced me. He told me I was one of the reasons why he even got into hip hop. So, you know, one time for that boy Big Crit.
He said it to you.
Right. I mean, I respect it.
But who? Did he tell it to
the
Def
world?
Jam?
I mean,
that's who signed him.
At the end did he tell it? I leave all that in the powers that be. You know what I'm saying? In the greater hands.
All right.
Above,
so you think
I do all I can do to preserve what I got going on. At the end of the day,
I see a biopic
so
coming
you think,
on.
So you think preserving?
Going down too.
I see a biopic coming. So you think
preserving it is like speaking to the up and coming artists, like letting them know what is. You don't think preserving it is like a criminal coming back with the killer album, with the killer, you know, everybody.
I mean,
what's relationships like with y'all right now? Is everybody cool?
Everybody cool. You know, like as far as the family, we all cool. Everybody network. Still do a lot of stuff together. We all hang out together all the time.
That's what's up.
I'm glad I asked you that because we had a discussion earlier before you came here about loyalty.
Right.
All right. It was a situation. I'm not going to throw the names at you. I'm just going to keep it clean. So just to get a real answer from you. There was a situation where a member of a group from Atlanta got put on to a situation where he got a check when he was a member of the group, but he had a solo situation to do it. Do you think it was his obligation to at least if not get them a check on the show, but at least pay homage and bring them on the stage or bring them to the environment or what?
Well, this is what I will say. To some degree, yay. But it's a flip side to everything, because we always get the stories and a lot of the stuff that's on the surface, but we really don't know the business of everybody's situation and what's really going on. And then at the end of the day, because I've had guys that I've been around who were part of situations all together once upon a time, and then people have split off and have had more success on the split, and then they try to merge back. Now the question is, okay, so if you and I in a group together, right? And then we both decide to go solo, right? And my project take off and your project doesn't, right? Is it my obligation to make sure that I pull you back up? Well, it can be, just depending on what that relationship and how all that went down. But see, some people's situations are totally different. It might have been some animosity throughout that transition, or different. It's a lot of things that play a part. And then at the end of the day, you got to always remember, people look at a lot of artists as being superhuman or these other type of entities, but we all just regular people at the end of the day, and everybody trying to make sure they can feed their family and that they're happy at the end of the day. And so with that being said, if you're not supporting something that I got going on, but yet and still we was partners, and now I done jumped off, but you weren't fooling with me when I was trying to grind it and get hot, and now I jump off, is it my obligation to come back? Same thing. I've seen guys who monetarily were put in situations where they hadn't been making as much money as they had been before, but then they was dissing somebody that they used to be, in a group or a squad with, and then y'all done, made amends, but at the end of the day, this person been getting $50,000, $100,000 a night by themselves, when you wasn't fooling with them. So now y'all want to link back up. Are they supposed to bust that $50,000 up with you equally? Or,
exactly.
You what
exactly what I was saying.
Yes, we got
shout out to College Park, the whole Old National.
We got it right here.
Road.
We got.
Oh yes.
Yeah, I like all that. I like what's going on. I like what's transpiring. Judge and Family reunion, is that going down without SlimCalhoun?
Hey man,
is that going down without SlimCalhoun?
It could. I ain't gonna lie to you. It can, cause you never know, man. I'm not gonna say
SlimCalhoun gonna let that happen. Is the Purple Ribbon All-Star reunion going down without SlimCalhoun?
I mean, at the end of the day, man, we all out here, like I said, everybody trying to eat.
It really, hold on.
It's a lot of biz, man.
It really can't. But hold on, I'm gonna say to you, Ray.
I don't know how to put cut on it.
No, this is what I'm gonna say. To keep it real, it really can't go down. He had one of the biggest records, right? Hold on, but to your point, the group you talking about, the one dude, he's one man who had one of the biggest records. That group had a big record, but that one man who came out the group had a bigger record. Right. So they took the one man out the group.
You in the front row.
Come on, son.
You in the front row. You see the new SlimCalhoun. He got 3 M's.
So hey man, we gonna get that guy up off the stage. I ain't gonna do no playing with that. But I mean, it just depends, man. Like I said, man, it's a lot of. Like I said, as far as with my squad, we've been together since we was basically teenagers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody well into their life, kids, families, you know what I'm saying, bills, all kind of other stuff. Like a lot of the stuff, half the guys probably was at home, you know what I'm saying, with their folks or whatnot when we first started. So a lot of things, over time things change and responsibilities become greater. Right. And you just have to strategically put stuff in order that makes sense for your life. Right. Now, as far as the touring and all that, I ain't gonna be cool with it. But at the end of the day, anything is possible to happen. Right. I'm not gonna sit here and put cut on it because we have our our differences. But we try to talk everything out. Like even with the Dungeon Family show, the One Music Fest and all that.
Right.
You know, it took some efforts just to get. People had differences, you know what I'm saying, difference of opinions, different ways that folk wanted to see the show go, and things of that nature, but we had to find a common ground that everybody could agree upon and make it happen, you know what I'm saying? So it's all about being grown and an adult at the end of the day and making stuff make sense, you know what I'm saying? It ain't about the differences as far as, you know, just little nitpicking stuff, but we got to make sure that everybody, all the bases are covered, and everybody gonna be happy at the end of the day when you walk away from the table.
Right. I agree with that. It had to be a struggle with all those egos and all those situations. Even when you start, you know, bridging in even the goody mobs and all that, it was just like that's a lot of egos and a lot of rappers. Like
everybody was a hit maker.
Well, what do you do? What do you do for your individual shine?
Right. Well, see, that's the whole thing. Now, I can say honestly, like I said, no matter what differences we've had, most of the guys I talk to, you know what I'm saying, from time to time. I talk to Backbone all the time. I talk to Cool Breeze all the time. Me and Joe used to talk all the time. I see Gip all the time. I see Big. Dre been in and out of town, so I don't see him as much. As far as organized noise, I see Rico Ray, you know what I'm saying, Pat all the time, DJ. So everybody got different types of relationships because some of the guys I talk to on the phone more. Some of the guys I see at the studio more.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it ain't no one man is trying to outshine the next guy or none of that. Now
say that one more time.
No one man is necessarily trying to outshine the next guy.
So they humble.
We all want to eat, and we all understand what got us to where we are. A group effort got us.
I think
where we were.
What I think is that that whole situation has to be unfolded. The documentary that came on VH1. Right. What was your take on that documentary?
Well, it was parts that was left out, but it was a lot. It was a lot of good information. You know what I'm saying? But it's a lot. It's still, you know.
What would you like to see different about that documentary?
I mean, it's just like I said. It's certain. It's some of the smaller stuff. Some of the smaller people that were left out. You know, just you gotta always like even when when you asked me about the how I got with Kaz and the whole nine. Like even before Mr. DJ. It was actually my homegirl, Kia, who was in a rap group called Sidekick at the time, who was managed by Sean Johnson. And it was Sean Johnson, who was part of Greenhouse with Ian Burke, that originally managed Outkast, who turned me on to Mr. DJ. So if it wasn't for Kia, then me and Mr. DJ wouldn't have had a relationship. So sometimes you got, you know, it's other people that played bigger parts of situations that you got to try to make sure you try to incorporate them. Recognition to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's dope.
So I'm looking forward. Like I think somebody needs to orchestrate it, a Dungeon Family biopic, because everybody's getting their biopics now.
Well, actually, we got like even with the One Music Fest, we actually have another film project that they're working on as well with show footage and behind the scenes footage from a lot of the stuff. They're still trying to work on some overseas touring. Of course, a lot of the festival stuff that we trying to do now won't kick off until the warmer weather. But we working on a lot.
Do y'all understand what y'all did for Atlanta? Do y'all like? I mean, cause and it's a lot of pressure for y'all. I am gonna say that because y'all took Atlanta to where nobody was really paying attention. It was all about Atlanta. New York. It was all about the West Coast, East Coast, West Coast. That's all it was, right? That's all people knew. Y'all took Atlanta and literally. I don't want to say nothing because y'all was grinding here. Like I know what it was. I was here in the '90s, so I saw the grind. And then y'all brought it and y'all surpassed what people was talking about in New York and LA. Do y'all understand? And the Dungeon family did that. It wasn't this new Atlanta. The Dungeon family put the ATL on the map. So let's be clear with that. Do y'all understand what y'all did? And do you feel like it's a lot of pressure because you did that?
Well, it's the pressure comes more as far as a lot of fans of the Dungeon family, as far as the expectations of music are greater. So that pressure is there as far as to continue to give people the type of music that they want, conscious music, you know what I'm saying, music with substance. That pressure is there because a lot of people that I talk to out here now feel that there's not a lot of substance in a lot of the music that's out. But as far as, you know, like I said, I mean, we all got to, you know, everybody in the hip hop community throughout Atlanta, from JD, you know what I'm saying, from Dallas Austin to Jazzy.
Shout out to Dallas Austin.
A lot of the players that played their parts as far as the beginning of the hip hop scene. Jermaine did a lot of work as well with Chris Cross. You know what I'm saying? That helped open the door. That helped L.A. Reid see the vision as far as wanting to even think about fooling with the Outkast. Because you got to realize, like even when Outkast dropped their first record, when they dropped Players Ball, they didn't have a situation. They didn't have a deal. And then the situation that was there was actually a production deal that Organized Noise had. You see what I'm saying? And when they gave Outkast a chance, it was just a, you know, we gonna try this. We gonna see. It's like, you know, we gonna play the lottery today. If we hit, we hit. If we don't, we don't. You know, and it hit. They ended up being one of the biggest rap groups of all time. But it was, like I said, it was a lot of other stuff that played part. Like I said, with Dallas, with ABC, with the kids group, you know what I'm saying? With Jermaine, with Chris Cross.
Yeah.
All of those things played a part. Freaknik played a big part because it brought a lot of people from other cities to Atlanta to help them understand. You got to remember now, even just us as a black culture or whatnot, from different, when you look at different cities, a lot of people didn't understand people from other states. A lot of people from up north didn't understand what the South was about at the time. You feel me? A lot of people from up north or from down here didn't understand what the West Coast was about until we got the music, and then you start catching the flavor. But even stuff like I said, with Freaknik, when people got to come down here and experience what was going on down here, you got to see the different culture. If I
definitely experienced that in 95, 96.
Exactly.
And that's what messed them up. That's why we all here now.
So all of that stuff played a part as far as helping expand, you know, the hip hop culture down south. You know what I'm saying? Master P, when they with the whole No Limit movement. I remember we was listening. I had some homeboy. We was listening to a lot of that Master P stuff way before he jumped off. You know what I'm saying? Just on some underground. That was out some of the little underground stuff I had. I had partners from New Orleans who used to bring a lot of the Cash Money stuff. They hadn't even jumped off yet.
Do you feel that L.A. Reid, LaFace Records leaving Atlanta was, I don't want to say the demise of Atlanta, because I don't want to say a lot, but was the change of the different music now? Because people came to Atlanta like they went to New York to get signed, because we had a major record label.
Y'all still, I don't think so, because y'all still had So Def, Rowdy.
And to be honest, I don't think, as far as labels or any of that had nothing to do with it. All the change of music came with the internet, period. Like, it's straight internet. You know what I'm saying? The fact that we don't have record stores. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like Earwax downtown.
I mean, you had Peppermint,
Tower Records.
Tower Records. Even back in the day, Turtles. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you had record stores everywhere. Mom and pop record stores everywhere. You know, now you got to go to Walmart or Target or Best Buy.
Or you just download it. You just do this.
It's a very, very well. I'm just talking about actually fit, because even if we get into the decline in record sales and all of that, and the reasons why. I mean, that's the reason why you don't have those outlets. You know, it's a different. Back in the day, if you wanted to hear one song, you had to buy the whole album unless it was a single. You see what I'm saying? Now you can just buy one song off a person's album. So of course that's gonna diminish, you know, the sales. That's gonna make the sales.
So your show money come more relevant than your album sale money.
Most definitely. Well, album sale money wasn't never great for the artists even back then. But at the end of the day, as far as just selling records and, you know, the platinum plaques, you know, just the notoriety, was just a lot different back then. So the game has changed, and like I said, it's a lot of it is, of course, web-based now. So you got to figure out a different way to move and a different way to beat these streets up.
My biggest question: did anybody ever try to discourage Andre 3000 from wearing them crazy ass outfits he was wearing in this?
Never.
Did anybody say, "Hey, don't wear them pants, Andre"?
Well, see, that was the whole thing, man. Like that's
everybody was down for Dre when he put them suits on for the first time.
Put it like this: and just as excited as we fans of each other, You see what I'm saying? So just as excited as a person out there wanting to see what he gonna come out there with. We were the same.
Y'all
way.
was the same
What
way.
Drake gonna wear today? but at the same time, this our partner, so we know him. You know,
right?
So a lot of things, as far as like a average consumer may assume or think, you know what I'm saying? You know, he's just a regular guy. He wear regular clothes just like everybody else. But you know, it's just like anything else. When it's showtime, it's showtime. It's time to turn up.
I know that's right. Yo, I'm so glad you was able to take time out today to stop by to check in with Ray and Erica.
But what's new with you first?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh man, dope stories, man. We got the movement dope stories with my partner Black on C-Bone.
Shout out to C-Bone.
Yeah, it's a web series. That we actually might go straight to TV.
That's
we working
huge.
On a few things, but,
you ever heard of Issa Rae?
Yeah.
Awkward black girl, and now she got the Insecure.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I know the name. Definitely.
Yo, Google her. She did big things with the web series.
Yeah, we working on that. Probably start shooting at the top of the year, but it's crazy because we've been working on this for the last couple of months, and back at the One Music Fest, we actually pressed up some dope stories T-shirts for merch or whatnot, and they jumped off. So actually, the merch has taken off, and
I don't have. I was about to say I don't have a T-shirt.
That's industry talk, y'all, for merchandise.
Like where my merch at? Like I didn't.
So that stuff has taken off, and it's going bananas right now. So man, y'all go to dopestoriesbigcartel.com, man, and shop with your boy.
Say that one more time, real quick.
Dope Stories matter of fact, Dope Stories collection.bigcartel.com, and y'all can shop with me, man. We got some fly hoodies, sweatshirts, T-shirts. We got
none of what you brung to the.
I know. I'm like, where's the Ray and Erica merch?
Actually, I got some orders that I supposed to been picking up today. I just got back in town, probably really showtime.
Give me a size big.
Size big. I got you, man. But
are we getting into anything? Did you give him or
he got a record? I got video record with Bobby V called Buckle Up. It's something cool for the ladies.
Okay.
I got a couple other records out there. Wet featuring Cap One and Young Ralph. We actually even with the Dope Stories, it actually started as a music project that me and C-Bone was working on, and he actually had a project that he was gonna do called Dope Stories. Well, as we were working on the music, a lot of it was a lot of street oriented music, and I was like, I don't know what I want to really do with this. I was like, let's turn this into a visual.
Right.
So that's how the web series aspect of it all
I'm rocking
came
with
about.
that. I can't wait
and
to see that.
I started writing out the outline. Farnsworth Bentley is one of my close partners, so I was telling him about the situation. He plugged me with my man Dean, the writer, and Dean started putting. I gave him the outline. He started putting the script together for the first episode.
Man,
so we got the first episode together.
I want a cameo in there, bro.
Hey man, let's do it.
Yeah, we need one in there. That's what's up.
All
right, we're gonna get into what you give her.
Buckle up.
All right, we're gonna get into Buckle Up. It's my man SlimCalhoun. Shout out to that CP. Y'all know what it is. We catch y'all next week. It's Ray and Erica.
Yeah.